What's up guys, it's Jason here. As you know, my channel is all about side hustles, and one of my side hustles is being a landlord. I've been a landlord for 10 years now. I have 4 rental properties. I rent them all out by the room using the Scarlet method, but this video is not about that. In this video, I discuss 3 myths about being a landlord. Stay tuned. Myth number 1, rental properties generate passive income. This is not necessarily true. While it is somewhat accurate, it's only true if you have property managers in place that are successfully managing your rental for you. Property managers are not cheap. They typically charge a 10% flat fee. What that means is if your property rents for $2,500 a month, they're going to charge you a flat rate of $250. But what they usually do is nickel and dime you for every single thing after that. If they have to fill a property, they're going to charge you for screening tenants. They're going to charge you for those tenants' background checks. They might charge you for finding a maintenance man to go out and fix something. So unless you're factoring in well over 10% of your rental income towards property managers, probably closer to 20%, this is going to be things that you need to do all on your own. As a landlord myself, I screen my own tenants. I do all of my repairs unless it's something I don't have the skills in. I'm the landscaper. Sometimes I'm the cleaning person. Sometimes I'm resolving conflicts amongst the tenants themselves. These are all things that you have to do as a landlord. This isn't necessarily passive. You might get by with only working a few hours a week, and it certainly shouldn't feel like a full-time job, but this shouldn't be viewed as passive. Myth number 2, income will gradually go up from owning rental properties. The assumption is that rents will continue to rise and rise and rise over the next few years. That isn't always the case. Be cautious of buying in areas that have one large employer. For example, if Amazon has a fulfillment center in a city and 60% of the working residents are at that fulfillment center, you're in danger of Amazon closing that company, all of those people moving away, and then your rent's tanking. You also want to be cautious of what the development looks like in the area that you're purchasing. I owned a condo in Fort Collins for several years. For the longest time, I was getting about $1,315 a month in rent for this 2-bedroom condo. The tenant left. I was finding that I wasn't getting enough bites on this property when it was posted. I did a little research and found out that there's several new high-rise apartment buildings in the area, luxury apartments, and all the students at CSU wanted to go in these apartments. It was surrounding CSU, so my little condo, all of a sudden I was bringing in about $1,115, $200 less. Be cautious of development in the area, guys. Look at your 30-year fixed rate loan. Factor in 10 or 15% less rents. Can you still cash flow with that if that's your goal? Myth number 3, landlords will quickly become millionaires and retire before anyone else. There's this myth that just because you own a rental property or even 3 or 5, that you're going to automatically be well off as you rack up tens of thousands of dollars a year. You really have to actively save money and reinvest in the current properties that you own. And then you have to take clear, calculated, deliberate actions to set yourself up for success in the future. This doesn't just happen automatically. If you're only cash flowing $100 on a property and you own 5 properties, congratulations, you make $500 a month. You might not be even beating inflation on the amount of equity you have in the home. So it's always best to have that next goal in mind, whether it's saving up a down payment for another property or taking those profits and investing them elsewhere. Here's the best things you can do now, regardless if you already own a rental property or if you intend to in the future. Learn new skills, practice what you already know, framing, drywall, flooring, learn how to replace a toilet flapper in a toilet and all the parts inside the toilet. Did you know a plumber's going to charge you about $300 to show up to your house, look at a toilet flapper, and put in a new flapper for $7? You need to know how to do that and how to replace the entire toilet itself. Learn a little bit about plumbing, a little bit about electrical. If you have an uncle or cousin who does this as a profession, any high technical skill, shadow them for a week, shadow them for 2 weeks. You're not going to be an electrician at the end of those 2 weeks, but you learn a little bit about the language, you learn what the average cost in your area are, you learn what it's going to cost you to install new outlets so these contractors aren't raking you over the coals. Save money, save as much as you can. All this BS about using other people's money and going to real estate meetups and chatting with the right person and then bringing them a deal and buying a house with zero down, that's all a bunch of BS. Trust me. You want to have as much money saved as you can to have the largest down payment possible. If you're not making enough from your current job, pick up a side hustle. Drive for DoorDash in the evening. Drive for Grubhub. Sell junk on eBay. This is things that I talk about all the time on my channel, guys. Save money. Don't expect to go buy a house with zero down. It's not realistic. Start talking to lenders now. If you know you're about a year away from purchasing a home, or even 2 years, it doesn't hurt to go talk to a lender. You can tell them just don't run your credit yet, but you need to know what the interest rates are, what lenders and underwriters are going to be looking for to give you a large enough loan for your first house or your next property. Track your local market. Don't just browse your Facebook group and assume that every property in the nation is either up or down when this is region specific. You need to be talking to real estate agents in your area. I'm not saying go sign a buyer's agreement with one of them, but there are agents out there that will give you basic information about your current local market. At the very least, you can get on Zillow once a week and browse through properties and make a mental note of the trends. Don't go on the market when you're ready to purchase something not knowing what the last 2 years looked like. And don't really rely on a person to tell you because they're just going to say, yeah, now's the perfect time to buy. You want to have that history already in your mind with what had occurred. Hopefully you found this video somewhat helpful. If you did, hit that thumbs up button on the way out. If not, leave a rude comment below. That's fine too. Subscribe for more videos like this in the future. I'll see you next time. Bye.